Her words didn't hit like an explosion. They sliced through slowly, deliberate, and calm. "I wish I'd never met you," she said. "I never loved you." The laughter around the table stopped instantly. Glasses froze midair. Our friends stared, uncertain whether to look at her or me. I didn't react. I simply stood, straightened my jacket, and said, "Then think of me as someone who never existed. Live your life like there was never a man named Rick." That was the moment silence shifted from shock to guilt. We met 12 years ago in a small bookstore. She pretended to stumble into. Julia had this kind of calculated clumsiness and a smile that could light up a dull room. She was magnetic, clever, spontaneous, impossible to ignore. I was a builder. I made things that stood the test of time. Houses, offices, structures meant to endure. She said she loved that steadiness in me. I believed her. What I thought was love was fascination. What she thought was patience. She mistook for weakness. For years, I gave her everything. A world she didn't have to work to maintain. Meanwhile, she was quietly constructing her exit strategy. It began with excuses. Longer hours, muffled giggles behind closed doors, the faint scent of another man's cologne on her coat. I didn't confront her. I observed. Then came the message. A single text on her iPad, open for me to read. "Can't wait to have you all to myself when he's gone. Not when we're done, when he's gone." That changed everything. From that moment, I stopped being her husband and became something sharper, strategic. I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I studied, because fury fades fast, but quiet calculation lasts. I gathered proof. Every message, every bank transfer, hidden investments, contracts she tied to her lover's company, all under her name. She thought she was clever. She wasn't. When I filed for divorce, I didn't just end a marriage. I executed a plan. The house, the business shares, the savings, even the car, were all reassigned, quietly and legally. She never saw it coming. Then came our final celebration, our anniversary party. I hosted it in the same garden where I'd once promised her forever. Everyone was there, friends, family, colleagues, and of course, him, her lover. I watched them from across the garden. The secret glances, the smugness in his grin. It was almost funny. They thought they were in control. Later, Julia raised her glass, her smile like a blade. "To freedom," she said. "To starting over." Then she turned toward me, eyes glinting. "I wish I never met you. I never loved you." The crowd froze. Someone dropped a fork. I simply smiled. "Then imagine I was never here." I replied, live like there was never a husband named Rick. As I turned to leave, I paused. "Oh, and Julia," I said softly, "since you love freedom so much, you'll have plenty. Your accounts were emptied this morning. The house is mine again. The company's assets are gone. The car's already repossessed. And your lover? He'll be unemployed by noon. His company received every file you sent him." Her expression shattered, grace twisting into horror. He stepped away, as if her betrayal were contagious. "Rick," she whispered, voice trembling. But I was already walking out. "The next day," she called. I ignored it. By noon, the messages came. Please, apologies, explanations. By nightfall, silence. I deleted them all. It wasn't hatred that guided me. Hatred burns out. What I felt was colder, cleaner, justice earned through patience. People say revenge doesn't heal. They're wrong. It doesn't fix the broken, but it restores what was stolen, self-respect. A month later, I found myself standing outside the same bookstore where we first met. It was closing down. The clerk handed me the last book I'd ever bought there, The Art of War. I smiled. I'd followed every lesson without realizing it. Deceive your enemy. Strike their plans. Attack where they least expect. Julia once said my silence scared her. Now I understood why. Silence is the sound of control. I walked out feeling lighter than I had in years. I didn't think of her, not with anger, not with affection, just emptiness. Because in the end, she got exactly what she wanted. A life where I never existed. And I made sure that world was as hollow as she wished for.